My name is Darryn, and I'm what most people would consider a hopeless, or at least a hopeful romantic. You see, I'm a true Pisces, and if you know anything about the water signs, if you know anything about water signs, you know that we live in the world of emotion. And when a Pisces is in love, they tend to fall quickly and completely, and usually it's pretty enduring. This poem that I wrote is actually about someone who I felt hopelessly in love with. The beginning of our relationship could be best described as, well, intense. But ultimately we ended up becoming just friends. I wrote this poem at a time where I realized it was time for me to kind of get over that and accept that that's all it is. And that I really need to reclaim some of that love and attention that I had to give and keep it for myself. This poem is called Just Friends, a confession. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right choice. I think back at age 25 when I thought I knew what I wanted. I let myself be taunted by the possibility of us. You see, since the first moment that we met, love lingered around the corner playing peekaboo. And I thought it was true. I wanted it to be. You see, I would stretch luxuriously in his web, content to be caught by his charms. But friends we were, time and time again. So much so that I actually began to resent the word buddy. But it wasn't always like that. See, I remember being as excited as a puppy when his best friend returned home. You see, I adored his smile, his attentive gaze. And honestly, that's a feeling that never did go away. In the first few months of just us, I actually lost myself a little bit. You see, I forgot it was my heart that I was risking. And my devotion seized my tendency to self-protect, to reject first and retreat before we could meet some cold, dead wall devoid of emotion, like so many other relationships I've seen in the past. You see, but with him, there were these moments of pure ecstasy, and drunk on his skin, I'd sin again and again and again until I finally let down those walls that kept this flood at bay. You see, I let myself fall in love again, but I didn't allow myself to say it. To mirror those words that were disclosed to me on his birthday when his beautiful mind was drunk and high. You see, I didn't want to reveal my hand too soon. It was the moon that compelled me to do it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. His eyes had nothing to do with it. In a room in a sea, across the sea of beautiful men. His eyes hold my eyes, hold his. I suppose it really wasn't destined to last. Who can survive in that much intensity all the time, right? To be intoxicated by a man, it's nonsense. How could I ever do anything like hold a job or be anything other than being with you? You see, this is true, love. But what is true? Love? No, love is just these brain chemicals overriding rationality, overtaking thought. It's a damn drug, right? But I needed my fix of it. And I think that I was going through withdrawal when I met another man who held me longer and sweeter and freer than you, my stoic Scorpio. You see, he held on with no reticence, no conflict, no uncertainty. He was able to see my soul and touch it with a hope that I wished that you could muster. But although I thought it wasn't true, I still long for you. You see, this sweet new man just couldn't hold me, couldn't seize me the way that he could. But I did learn in that relationship that there's only room in my heart for one until it's done, and I accept that it's gone. Only then I'm able to don another lover. Let's be real. I love my Scorpio too much. And although love reigned in the confines of my chest, I didn't allow myself to say it. You see, I didn't want to reveal my hand too soon. I mean, to tell him that I swoon each and every time that his eyes meet mine, that my world brightens up with the taste of his laughter, his smile, that I revel in his attention, that to bask in his presence is enough to make me remain content. No. Besides, he's the one that said he just wanted to be friends, right? But is that the same reason why last night he told me that after all these years, there's still moments when he just wants to kiss me? You know, damn those people that say that Pisces and Scorpios are a match made in heaven, because this hell has consumed me long enough. I mean, love shouldn't be like this. It should be open and free and full of joy like it used to be with you and me before you closed the book after the first chapter. And then you try to begin again near the end. No, mistakes, my friend, cannot be amended with a kiss. You see, I had to resist or lose myself again in this turbulent sea of emotion that he refused to help me navigate. You see, my lover should be a lighthouse in the storm, guiding me to safe harbor through a tidal wave of woes that threaten to engulf me. You see, my lover will be able to claim me as his own, capture my song, and hold on with a devotion that matches my own. You see, he'll be able to stir up things in the depths of my being and be responsible enough to keep safe what he discovers. You see, ultimately, I long to flourish in his gaze, not necessarily be spellbound by it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that after 2 years, I still love him. I do. And I probably always will, but I decided not to tell him because I believe that he was right. On my 26th birthday, he said to me, D, I'm not the man for you, and you're not the man for me. And it sucks because I like you, but it is what it is. That's when he made his choice. But my Scorpio, my stoic Scorpio, cannot fool me though. See, I've learned to trust my Piscean intuition over the years, and honestly, it's never been wrong. To me, the subtext is clear. I mean, he calls me buddy by text, but he always comes when I call. That's devotion. He remains on the fringes of my life, allowing me space to breathe without him. He's protective of me. He peeks in for a moment. We enjoy a movie, a good conversation, a meal, but then he goes back to his world. You see, my Scorpio has never retracted his desire, but he's also never asserted his claim over my heart. You see, he's trying to make space for another. But it is funny though, because I was always his and he knows it. I never necessarily need to say it out loud. Besides, he's letting me go. And I suppose it is better this way, because he's really not planning to stay in the Bay. He's moving away. So I think that it's best if we keep this love at bay and remain just friends. Thank you.